All right, good evening, everyone. Mr. Sunshine, Rolls-Royce technician Eddie, coming to you live, and as promised, there it is. We're talking about polished everything. This is the polished, this is the shaft for a Rolls-Royce water pump. As a matter of fact, you can see how that thing goes on there just like that. It actually shines on there nice and easy, a little more like that. The bearing sits here, the races. We have the water pump all shined up. Look at that inside out. We even clean it inside, so you have that opportunity. Matt DeHara, good evening. This is how we do it, all right? Water pumps being shipped worldwide. This is actually, these pumps are shipping overseas to a client over there in the Middle East. Take a look at this. We cleaned it, polished it, inside out, already done. That is not silver paint. That is actually the bare metal. Nancy Hobbs, good evening. This is how we do it. We actually take a tap. We re-tap the screws that clean out the threads in there. We sandblast it, blast it, and then polish it. We got it ready. Here's the shaft. Take a look at that. Beautiful job. All polished up, shined up, ready to go. This is the sleeves that are built inside there. This is the sleeve, or this one. We actually have the other sleeve over here. Two different style sleeves, but they're both going to work. Anthony, let me tell you something, Anthony, Mr. DeAngelis. You know, Anthony, you being up there with the number one railroad, the DeAngelis Railroad, you know heavy trucks, heavy equipment, railroads, the machinery that you have used over the years to be as successful as you are someone that can appreciate what that's all about, okay? Look at this. They got dirty hands today, but you know what? I got these in this morning. We had to take Mama Mary over for some doctor appointment. She passed with flying colors. Took her for lunch, come back, and boom, we're ready to go. I stripped them all down, went ahead and blasted them, cleaned them, and then polished them. Get a load of the shine on that water pump. All right, this ring is where the O-ring's going to go back on. They only go back on the front of that Rolls-Royce engine only one way. There's an index pin here. There's a line up there. Once it goes on, you put your bolts in and you're done. I even polish the races inside where the bearings are going to go. All right, the shaft here, this is it right here. Get a load of this. Was all corroded. What happens is the unitizer seal fails after 20, 30 years or whatever it's going to be. Once it fails, it floods the inside with water. This hole right here and this hole over here is what lets the water out. And then once the water starts pouring out of there, you know that the unitizer seal needs to be replaced. Well, that's where I come in. That's when they take it off. They ship it down here. Now, let me tell you something. Most people, they would just reuse the old bearings that came with it, okay? This bearing is stiff. This bearing is locked up because water got intrusion in there. Even though it's a sealed unit, water got in there, corroded the whole inside of that bearing. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I could pull this out without cutting myself. But if I can get this off so you can see it. Nope, I can't get that off. But there it is. This is locked up. There's nothing you can do. This is an original from England, so that must have lasted 40 years before that failed. Here's another one made in England. So these are the original ones. They're shot. All right, this one here is shot. This one here is shot. So we're going to put brand new bearings in there. These are the spacers. The spacers that go in there, precision all the way around. So once that shaft goes back in there with that bearing in there, put your fan belt on. It's a reverse thread for the fan, and boom, once this is pressed back on. Now, it's very important, Anthony, and you should know this. Once you pull the inner ring, that sits down there. That's what locks it down inside so it can't flip in and out. You do not pound that with a hammer under any circumstances, because if you think this is pressed down on there, all right, You just can't take a shaft and put this in a fire and start beating on it, because what you're going to do, you're going to end up mushrooming this, and boom, you ruined it. Okay, once it's, even with the center thing, you can't put a center punch in there and punch it up, because then you're going to mushroom it out, and you don't want to do that. You've got to use the proper tools, and I have a 20-ton press, and once I started pounding, once I put it in that press, start cranking it down, you hear a pop, boom, like that. And that's when it separates from the bearing, and then it starts to ease its way up out of the bottom of this unit. So there it is. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start. I actually have a kit coming for this. So we're pretty much done for what we're going to do with this now. But there it is, Mr. Sunshine, Rose. Hey, Anthony, why don't you get a load of this? That's the impeller. Imagine, as polished as this is, when that goes back into that engine or that front of that Rolls Royce and begins to spin, these sharp edges are going to slice through that antifreeze and water mixture, and it's going to, there's nothing to slow it down. That water's going to bypass those just like that and spin and keep that big engine cool throughout the entire duration of its life. So there it is, Mr. Sunshine, Rolls-Royce Technician Eddy. Again, you can see him. You do not pound that with a hammer. You will screw it up. And once it's mushroomed out, you're going to destroy this coming out, and you're going to ruin the race on that. So press it out with a press the way it's supposed to be, and then you're ready to go. All right, I'm Mr. Sunshine. That'll be my last video as far as Rolls-Royce concerned. I'm pretty much done today. We got a big day going tomorrow. We got more stuff coming in, more Rolls-Royce parts from what I understand. UPS gives me a heads up that we have some coming from California. I have one from Chicago and one from Texas. So we got 3 more clients shipping their stuff in. I got brake accumulator, I got a brake valve, 2 brake pumps, and another water pump. So we got a lot more coming in, and we'll be bringing it to you live, as only Mr. Sunshine can. Hope you're enjoying the day. Mr. Sunshine live in sunny South Florida.